Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming at you with a kind of a, well, we'll see. We'll see the hell how it goes. A kind of a little bit of a different video, but of course it's movie related. Recently I was watching a little bit, maybe the first half or so of the 40th anniversary Back to the Future. I don't know how many they've done, but I don't know if they've done more than one, but whether they've done more than one or not, I was watching one. Maybe they only did one. I was watching a Back to the Future 40th anniversary panel discussion thing that took place sometime, I can only assume recently this year, for the 40th anniversary of, celebration of Back to the Future. And Michael J. Fox was there, and, Christopher Lloyd at this point, almost really not really even conscious, but and of course that Biff guy, Tom F. Wilson or something. He's always been with it, and he still is. But I feel kind of embarrassed when I see Christopher Lloyd in these things, and he's just like, if he can even hear what the hell people ask, then he's like he can't even comprehend what people's ask, even if he heard it, and it's just kind of embarrassing. But I mean, it's going to happen, to all of us if we don't die when we're younger or whatever, getting old and this kind of that and kind of stuff. So can't blame him. But I can't remember who said it, if it was Michael J. Fox or Tom F. Wilson or whatever. But someone mentioned, fans coming up to him and just saying how much they love Back to the Future, and they fall asleep to it, and then I was just like, oh shoot. This is a really kind of a cool, like a video topic for this channel, is something that reminded me of my youth. And that reminded me of me as a kid. There was this brief point where it seemed like, yeah, it might have been mostly in like the summer of 1989 or something. I don't know when I started doing it or how long I did it for, but I know I for sure did it for, a handful of weeks or whatever, minimum, maybe more. Like in the summer of 1989, we lived in, me and my mom, we lived in a trailer park, in a trailer, just to sing, not back in the day when it was just wasn't the double wide, it was just one of them singles or whatever. My bedroom was in the back, but during the, the hot summer, we have this like in the front, the front of the trailer, which was where the living room was. We had this, air conditioner in the window kind of a thing. So during the summer, at least of '89, maybe I did it in previous summers, I can't remember, but I slept on the couch in the living room right next to the, the air conditioner, and we had this, I can't remember. I had a TV and VCR in my bedroom, and we had a TV and VCR in the living room. Is that how it worked, or did I have to maybe I had to cart the VCR? I can't remember. But we might have just had one VCR that I had to move from my bedroom to the living room and back and forth. It seems more likely, but regardless, I have this distinct memory, and it's a bummer because I can't really think of any other movies I did it with. I probably did it with other movies, maybe yeah, like possibly like Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. But I can distinctly remember, I back in the day, I recorded National Lampoon's Vacation off of TV on the VHS, and it was one of them things where, for whatever reason, I just recorded it all the way through, and I didn't cut out the commercials. The commercials were on the recording as well. So I remember going through this period in this, like, the summer of 1989, where I'd actually, like, just for comfort, I'd just like day after day, night after night, I'd be just going to bed with National Lampoon's Vacation playing and just falling asleep with it. If you were a kid, I know it's really common, I think, for most people to fall asleep with the TV on, snooze or whatever, to shut off in 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. It's common for people, I think, to just fall asleep with the TV on. I don't really, I watched, I guess, maybe more TV back. I was never a big TV watcher per se. I more like to control. I'm a controller, so I like to control what I'm watching slash listening to, and not just let the TV stations dictate that. So that when whoever said that, it was Michael J. Fox or Thomas F. Wilson or whoever, one of those two, because Christopher Lloyd really doesn't say anything. So it was one of those two who mentioned that fans saying they fall asleep to Back to the Future. I'm like, oh wow, what a cool topic. And I don't know how cool it ended up being, but I thought it was worth just making and stopping on by to talk about it. Yeah, I can distinctly remember or remember falling asleep to National Lampoon's Vacation. I mean, I had maybe, a lot of people had a lot worse childhoods. I could have had a better one, but I can remember being a kid. It seemed like I was always worried about something, whether it's just, whatever, just family drama or, of course, the summertime you wouldn't have to worry about school per se, but I remember getting stomach aches a lot when I was a kid, and my remedy, which seemed to work, I don't know if it was just all in my head, but I'd kind of crumple up a pillow and lay on the pillow where it was like kind of, lay my stomach on a pillow that was maybe folded in half or whatever, and it seemed to always work. Like I say, it might have just been a psychosomatic kind of a cure, but at least it cured it. But yeah, I used to have stomach aches all the time and just worried about stuff as a kid. My dad, we were at this place and we found this like worry rock, it was called. It was like a thin slab which had like this indent which your thumb would. It was all really smooth. I'm not a rock enthusiast, but it was flat and smooth, and it had this indent for your thumb. I remember, when I was a kid, my dad buying me a worry rock, and you rub it and your worries go away or get less worryful. But yeah, I had a lot of just that kind of worry and stuff about something or another as a kid, and as a result. And I was also eating a lot of them frickin' those candies at the time. What were they? I ate so many of them. I think I had like restless leg syndrome at one point in the summer '89. What were they called? The kind of candies that have it's like there's a banana one and a pink one and a red one and a green one. I don't know, I don't eat them anymore, but some kind of candies that I really was binge eating on at the time. And it's just like, I can remember having that like restless leg syndrome, and my mom, was, luckily connected it to probably my overeating of these candies and shit. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. That video made me remember that, oh yeah, I went to bed as a kid, listening to stuff to kind of help me drift off to sleep. National Lampoon's Vacation with some of them commercials. I got video from 1989 of me reciting, on PXL 2000 home video camera, reciting I had them commercials memorized, like I can't remember what wine cooler, but this and that commercials memorized, because I go to bed listening to that taped off TV National Lampoon's Vacation with the commercials, like some sparkling wine cooler, and it was like this romantic kind of sensuous commercial regarding men and women or something, or sensuous women or woman, and it's just like, oh, sparkling such and such brand wine cooler, and then there was this McDonald's commercial, which that was back when it was Mac the Knife, and the cover or whatever, and this guy at the piano, and he's got this moon face, and it's make it a Big Mac tonight, or whatever the hell the commercial was, and it'd be this on the night, blah, la 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 la, make it a Big Mac tonight, or whatever. And it's just like, I think a lot of these, God, I wonder if I still have that recording of National Lampoon's Vacation off TV and all these commercials. But yeah, as I said, it seems to me that I've, fell asleep to different movies as well. The only other one I think I can think of is a childhood favorite, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Maybe I fell asleep to Roxanne as well, because if you watch my recent, I don't know if I did it last year, my review of the film Roxanne, last year I think is when I rewatched it, and I was just like, oh my God, it's just talk about a comfort movie, And so I probably fell asleep to maybe, did I say Good Guys Wear? I just reviewed Good Guys Wear Black. If I've been saying that, I meant Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. I don't know what I've been saying. I guess I'm criticizing Christopher Lloyd for not knowing what the hell he's thinking, and I can't think myself. I wasn't criticizing, I was commenting on Christopher Lloyd's declining cognitive ability, but that's going to potentially happen to all of us if we live long enough. But yeah, Vacation, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, maybe The Jerk, possibly. Yeah, the more I think about it, Roxanne might have been another movie I fell asleep to. Just these, for whatever, I don't know what the hell, I don't, how a movie becomes or, fits the bill to become a fall asleep to movie, but I don't think I ever fell asleep, which is kind of interesting. Well, it makes sense. You're not going to want to fall asleep to a horror movie. I don't think I fell asleep to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know. Like good luck trying to fall asleep to that. It's much easier to fall asleep to listening to this family vacation going to hell, or the murder of this and that and Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, or this idiot and the jerk, or just this frustrating, romantic infatuation in Roxanne or whatever. But yeah, I can't remember falling asleep to action movies like Commando or Rambo First Blood Part 2 or The Running Man or Predator or horror movies. Just mostly like, yeah, fall asleep to comedies, So I guess that pretty much does it for this this video. I just thought, yeah, that when Michael J. Fox or Thomas F. Wilson said that, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that brings me back to childhood. I can remember falling asleep to movies. I don't fall asleep to movies anymore. In closing, what I fall asleep to now, interestingly, is ever since me and Keith reconnected in like the late summer of 2022, we've been doing as often as we can, or or as often as we want to, or whatever. We've been doing fires, campfires, and oftentimes, well, it's kind of interesting how it works out, because I guess in this instance I do actually kind of still fall asleep to movies if you look at it this way, but because we have a TV and we watch a couple movies at the fire, and then I record, because I'm a psychotic bastard. I video record all of these fire get-togethers and stuff, and depending on the time of year you can also capture like the audio of really cool ambient, just sounds of nature and owls. Sometimes the owls who are screwing each other or hoping to screw each other, or just going ooh, 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 and all this kind of stuff. So I've got a plethora of like bonfire freaking videos that I convert into MP3s to put on iPads, iPods, whatever. And
this is pretty hardcore right here. Just splat.
I do fall asleep to that, which I guess to the audio of fires, which that they have movies in the background. So I guess I still, as an adult, fall asleep to movies. I put it on, depending on how tired I am. We'll put it on a 30-minute timer or 60-minute. It's more rare. It's more common to do a 30-minute, shut off in 30 minutes kind of audio or whatever. But yeah, I just thought this is movie related and kind of an interesting topic, so why not stop on by to talk about it, which I guess I just did, which kind of interestingly plays into the next video I'm going to record, which is you'll see in I guess 3 days or whatever. The next topic, which is kind of related interestingly, and well, you'll see in 3 days, or if it's already up you can see right now if you want. But guess that'll about do it for this video. My thanks to either Michael J. Fox or Thomas F. Wilson or whoever the hell mentioned, oh my God, a UFO. What happens if my face goes there? Whoever mentioned that, it was either Michael, look at this. It was either, peace be with you, my son. It was either Michael J. Fox or Thomas F. Wilson you've got to thank for the idea for this video topic. So I guess that pretty much does it for this video topic. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video, and peace be with you, my son.
Hold yourself up. that sounds like
it sounds like an edit movie.
Yeah.
Like some song that we just randomly show up.
This is pretty hardcore right here. Just splat.
Wasn't she already dead? I guess not.
Well, kinda. Just because there's a reaction. Here you go. That's actually not horribly done.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We see his daughter. Yeah. Something like that. He killed her.
No, it's just like a trauma, I guess. Losing her. I mean, can't blame him. But I don't know why that means he's gonna kill other people. I can't remember. Oh, well, he killed the sinners, I guess. This woman was sinning because she was touching herself.
Pretty maid.
Thank you. And now you can turn it off.